Hey, boys and girls, it's nice to see you today. What we did last week was the introduction, and we did the first lesson, expressive lines. Today is going to be a really short lesson, and we're going to be talking about line variations. Okay, so line variations. Variations means different, like variety, okay? This lesson introduces the different variations and how artists change their lines in a bunch of different ways to make their artwork look more interesting.
Think about the lines in a tree. How do the lines in the trunk of a tree look different from lines in its branches?
Piensen en las líneas de un árbol. ¿En qué se diferencian las líneas en el tronco del árbol de las líneas de sus ramas?
So today you're going to identify the different ways that lines can vary. Vary means change in appearance. You're going to identify and compare line variations in non-objective. Non-objective means something that doesn't look like anything. So artwork that's just doesn't look like a person, place, or thing. So non-objective and abstract. Abstract means it looks like something, but it doesn't look like the real thing. And then you can plan to create your own artwork using different types of lines. So let's look at our sample from our Spotlight in Music, the William Tell Overture by Rossini. So to learn about line variety in music, we're going to play Rossini's William Tell Overture. And I'm sure you have heard this before. You just didn't know what it was called. So what I want you to do is you can draw long, thick, short, thin, rough, smooth, broken, and solid lines with your arm like you're composing, and go ahead and compose to the music or direct like a director would with their baton. See if you can tell the different types of lines. Starts to build. Usually when you hear this piece, you don't usually hear this part. Wait till you hear the main part and you'll recognize it. Okay, so I was wrong. You probably didn't hear this one. I was thinking of something else. But it's still a very nice selection. Anyway, see ya. So let's look at the artwork on these pages. Both artists use lines. However, two pieces of art are very different. Kandinsky used lines as a part of his subject, and then Borowski used lines to create a giant face.
Let's take a look at the two paintings.
Vamos a observar detalladamente las dos pinturas.
So look around your room, look around your house, look outside, find lines that you saw in the painting. Both artists used a variety of lines. What's the difference between the two works of art? Let's see. So we're going to study both works of art to find the different types of lines. In this first one, let's see where we can find lines that are long and short. So in this picture called Big Ears, you can see long lines in the outline of the face. You can see short lines that represent the mouth, the nose, the top of the head. Long lines run across the bottom, starting in the middle left section of the painting. Here's a really long one. And then short lines start in the middle right section, right here. Oh, okay, I see them right there. Very good. So lines that are thick and thin, I'm sure you can see the thick and thin lines. It's pretty obvious. So if you look at this one, you see the thick lines on the outside and then the really, really thin lines. And over here you see the thick lines. Here's some really thick lines and some really, really thin wispy ones. Do you see lines that look rough? Where are they? Can you find lines that look smooth? So rough and smooth ones in this one right here, the rough red lines throughout the picture, and the yellow are the ones, the smooth lines right here. Smooth, and I see some rough ones on the outside. And over here you see it's really kind of rough lines on the outside versus smooth lines like of the face. Do you see lines that move in different directions? So in this one right here, you'll see different lines that move in all kinds of directions. They crisscross, move over horizontally. In Big Ears, the curving lines are all over the piece. So let's check this chart out real quick. So artists can use lines in a lot of different ways, and there's lots of different ways to make lines look different. You saw line variety in the painting Improvisation number 27 and in Self-Portrait with Ears. So lines can be long and short, lines can be thick and thin, lines can be rough, and some can smooth, and then some can be broken. Broken's like
How
dotted
can you
line.
use crayons in different ways to create line variations?
¿Cómo se pueden usar de diferentes maneras los creyones para crear variaciones lineales?
So, draw a variety of lines. Use your white paper and crayons. You use your crayons as many kinds of lines and draw as many kinds of lines as you can. Now use your crayon in different ways to make rough, thick, smooth, and thin lines. Look at the types of lines that this artist made. Alana McCormick, she's 8, and she created different types of lines. I think it's actually like a box. You know how you turn a box sideways and then you make like a room inside? So she was trying to copy that picture of the last guy, of the bunny. So if it was your room and you had a picture, an outline of a picture of some type of animal, that's what it would look like. And you can see where she used her thin lines versus thick lines of the furniture, thin lines on the windows. So what kind of face would you use to decorate a room? Draw a room and then draw a face on the wall. Think about the room that you would like to decorate. Is it your classroom, your bedroom, or some other room? Draw a room showing the floor, walls, and furniture. If you have a shoebox, even better. Or you can just do it on a piece of paper. Make some sketches of the face that you would like to see in the room. Select your favorite idea. Using a lot of different lines, draw the face in the picture of the room using black markers if you have it, or just pencil or crayons or whatever you have. Here's an example. This is what someone actually took an old shoebox and drew inside of it, which is kind of cool because then you don't have to worry about drawing the walls or anything like that. And then if you look closely, you can see that she put a window here, and then on the bottom they do like a carpet. That would be kind of cool to draw one of those things. And then they put like some kind of face on the wall. So that's something that you could totally do if you want to today. When you're done, you should be able to describe your room and decorate it. You should be able to list different kinds of lines that you use in your painting. If I asked you what kind of lines you had to draw, if I asked you, I might ask you how you chose. How did the face that you chose to paint affect the mood of your room? Was it a sad face, a happy face? Did it make it gloomy? Did it make it happy? Did it make it exciting? How? Did you successfully use the different types of lines to paint a face in the picture of your room?
What are some ways you can vary the texture, curve, and width of lines?
¿Cuáles son algunas formas de variar la textura, la curva y el ancho de las líneas?
You've completed lesson 2. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you for lesson 3 when we're done.